Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Well, it was hotter than Hades, but you know what? It's already, I guess, a third of the way through August. Things tend to get better as we head into September, and then, of course, October rolls around, and the Valley of the Sun is the place to be once again. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. And remember, on Friday, wow, so many things that we were talking about, from what's going to happen at the Fed to what about these gold tariffs that, I guess apparently we put on. And of course, remember I said last week, I hope we don't, if we get into next week with these things on, who knows what's going to happen. Before Friday even ended, the Trump administration was out. Oh, no, that's not true. We're not doing that. And they're going to make it so, don't worry, you won't have to pay 39% to get your refined gold out of Switzerland. Of course, we got the meeting coming up with the Russians in Alaska. Will they invite the Ukrainians? It's kind of a good point. Can you have peace talks without the other country there? I don't know, but right now the Ukraine is a hard no on giving up land for peace, so we will have to see. And of course, this morning, Donald Trump put Washington, D.C. police under federal control, and he has deployed the National Guard. This is kind of becoming a thing, I guess. If the president doesn't like what's going on in your city, I guess this is what we can expect, right? And of course, if I guess crime or illegal immigration is running rampant, the president is going to federalize police and send in the National Guard. It's a weird precedent, and I don't, I'll be honest, I don't like it. I mean, it feels good to say, right? Yeah, get up, right? Tired of this crap. And it is kind of crap, right? Defund the police and all this other nonsense. But just remember, I worry about life after Trump. Are you going to be so supportive when the shoe is on the other foot? And I will just say, part of the reason why you need to have some gold and silver, everyone has to have some. You have to. Why? You don't know when the government is going to come to shut you down. And it is coming. And if you think that these events where they're calling out the National Guard and federalizing police is a one-off, it's not. It is here to stay. And I will say that it's going to be another very interesting week. We are going to get inflation data this week. Be interesting to see what it says over the weekend. Not great news from companies talking about tariffs. A lot of them kind of saying, well, we were holding off. We were eating. Yeah, we're not going to eat it anymore. The pass-throughs are coming. We'll see. I don't know. But that is going to be two things. Obviously, what is going on with inflation is going to be very, very important. And then, of course, what is going on with jobless claims on Thursday. Last Thursday, we saw it, higher, right, just below 230,000. Is it going to keep going higher? That remains to be seen. But 2025 is going to set a record for retail job cuts. And I started thinking, man, remember like COVID? Like when everything was shut down? And now they're saying, well, it's even going to be worse than that. Remember the financial crisis? Like whole entire malls just went dark. But apparently, according to Challenger, Gray and Christmas, another 80,000 retail job cuts, a 249% surge compared to last year. U.S. companies now announced 800,000 job cuts so far, the highest year-to-date total since their workforce reduction of COVID, which, by the way, that one was 1.85 million. So, I mean, at least, I guess, at least we're a ways away from that number. July alone, they said work job, these are planned layoffs. So what is Challenger, Gray, Christmas? You know, these bigger companies, states, municipalities, they make big businesses tell them how many jobs are going to be cut so they can be ready. I guess, I don't know, the unemployment off, whatever. And that's what they track. By the way, up 29% from June. Year-over-year cuts across the board, up 140%. So the worst year in retail. Wow. That says a lot. We'll be back. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. The Dow is down 135 points. The S&P's flat. The Nasdaq's up 38. I guess some good news. The Intel CEO, he's coming to the White House. Remember, that was another thing. Man, a lot of stuff happened. Like the president calling for the Intel CEO to step down immediately. Too many ties to China. So the Intel, we'll see. Are we going to get a Tim Cook moment? Maybe the Intel CEO will splash a bunch of cash, and we'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted. The 10-year note down a tick. 427 right now on the 10-year note, as, again, very dovish. Federal Reserve speak. And again, the appointment of Mirren to fill the seat left by Kugler. He is going to be a rate cut voter. So right now, that's at least 3 rate cut voters. Matter of fact, we had another one confirm. One of the dissenters, actually now both of the dissenters, Wallen and I forget, got her name, I'm drawing a blank right now. But she confirmed, Wallen confirmed last week, she just confirmed today, they're rate cutting. Matter of fact, she says at least 3 rate cuts this year. I'm thinking, well, that's all the meetings. So she wants to cut at all the rest of the Fed meetings. Crude oil flat today. And again, crude oil took it on the chin with the announcement of a possible ceasefire with Russia, Ukraine. Of course, at $63, where oil is right now, most of the oil drillers say no thanks. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Gold. So, gold, after the market closed on gold last week, immediately, they like to do that stuff. The government came out, oh, no, we were just kidding about the tariffs. TV gold down $88, 34.03. Spot gold not down that much, down about 50. Remember, there was $100 difference, right? We were talking on Friday. We had Spot gold just below 3,400, and December gold, the December gold contract, the IETV gold, was almost 3,500. But now I guess apparently they're just kidding about the tariffs, at least for now. And Jason, we talked a lot about debt. Huge amount, matter of fact, record amounts of debt being sold by the Treasury. We had let's call it what it is. We had terrible auctions last week, a flood of short-dated Treasuries hitting the market, and very quietly, the M2 money supply. Remember that? Remember they used to tell us the M1, the M2, the M3, so we could kind of keep track of how much money they were creating out of thin air. Well, they still put it out there. They just don't have any announcements with it. Well, unfortunately, it continues to release higher. The Treasury now saying $1.6 trillion in new debt issuance over the next 2 quarters. Yeah. I mean, is it ever going to stop? Are we ever going to see any type of fiscal sanity? I mean, obviously, if we do this for 4 quarters, but that's what, $3.2 trillion for the year? But essentially, the Treasury coming out and saying, okay, guys, we got to tell you something. Don't worry. Because we did it over the weekend, and CNBC, well, they won't talk about it on the air. We're going to borrow $1.6 trillion to start fiscal year 2026. And Jason, like I said, I don't know. It's funny. Why aren't we having the economy growing better than what it is if we're spending all of this money? See, it just doesn't work.
They're spending just enough to float it. That's why. It takes trillions of dollars just to float. It's like the guy out in the ocean. He's got a hole in his boat, and he's got a can or something. He's trying to get the water out of the boat. They just need enough guys with cans, to keep it up. Right? 2 trillion? No, that's not enough. 3 trillion? Well, maybe 4 trillion. Get that thing, just keep it floating. We're taking on water, but we could take on all the water we need as long as we can dump it over the side, right, Joe?
Get this. This is insanity. So they now have passed the M2. By the way, this was through June. Has now surpassed the all-time record high. Of course, when was that? COVID, right? Think about our COVID spending, right? Here's money for you not to work. Matter of fact, we're going to pay you more money not to work than we were to work, right? Remember, I mean, it was nonsense. Jason, we're past that. How is that possible? And way past it. Right? And this is, there's no COVID. There's no shutdowns, right? I mean, look, we're bringing revenue from tariffs in. We got the big, beautiful bill. I don't know. Where do we go from here? When we talk about why is Wall Street so overpriced, you know what the insiders did again in July? Sold. And they keep doing it. And why? I just have this terrible feeling, no offense. Listen, I voted for Donald Trump 3 times. I did. I'm a Trump guy. But I get the feeling that these are the guys, right, trying to, everything he does, they want to. We are literally on the verge of a wipeout. I'm just telling you right now, that is how overpriced all this nonsense is. It's ridiculous. And it's like 10 stocks. Maybe we've gone from the Mag 7 to the Mag 10, right? I mean, yeah. It's nuts.
Well, that's kind of the problem, Joe. I mean, when it comes to the markets, is that it's just being consolidated into larger and larger hands, fewer and fewer hands. And this magic trick of just printing and printing. And what alternative is there but to continue? There's no alternative. So they have to keep doing this. And it used to be that there were some smaller players, and those guys would crumble and fall apart. You'd have your market crash. Now I'm wondering, is a market crash, maybe it's not even possible. Is it possible that since all the biggest players own all of majority of all the stocks, can you let it crash? Right? I mean, I know Warren Buffett's out. We know Jamie Dimon. We got guys selling off some stock, but I mean, is it possible to even have this crash? Is there just nobody to suck value out of, right? I mean, how many 401ks? I mean, how much 401ks can actually be drained and ciphered off to these guys? I mean, that's basically it. How big is the 401ks? Is it even big enough to make a dent?
Oh, it's big enough. Let's not kid ourselves. Now, granted, the vast majority of them have either borrowed against, right, or maybe if they're putting something in, they're putting in 1 or 2%. But the successful guys, they're still cranking it in there, right? They're still putting a lot of money in there. I think there's plenty of peanut butter on that jar, right? When we think about where is most of it, and again, not sovereign wealth funds, right? Not hedge funds and not the billionaires, but everyday people's money tied up into those 401ks. It is going to be very curious how this works. It's overwhelming to think about the amount of debt the Treasury said they had to borrow over the weekend. $1.6 trillion. And that only gets us through the first 6 months of the first 3 months of 2026. Got to remember, the government's fiscal year starts in October. And, I know they raised the debt ceiling to $41 trillion, but essentially the Treasury has said, hey, listen, guys, we're going to be real close to taking out the $41 trillion. I would say early 2027, right? Early 2027 is probably when the debt ceiling gets hit again. And you think about, 3 weeks, we added $5 trillion. Just doesn't go as far as it used to. And that question keeps piling in. Who is going to buy it? I don't know. I mean, I do know this. We do know the stable coins, right? The digital money. They'll buy 4-week bonds. They'll buy them. And they have. Nobody wants to buy 10-year notes, 20-year notes, 30-year notes. Heck, we even we stub our toe on 3-year notes. And again, by the time you realize what's happened, it will be too late. It always is. I remember the crash, they call it the financial crash. It was crashing way before then. Housing in Phoenix ended in 2005. Remember Las Vegas? Gosh, just terrible numbers out of Vegas. They are, I think, maybe Vegas is now a leading economic indicator because that was what was happening the last time. Can they lower rates fast enough to save the housing market? I don't know. Right? If housing was left to its own right now, I think we'd start seeing huge price declines. The only thing that can save it are huge rate cuts. We'll see. Right? If they do it a quarter of a point at a time, I don't know that's going to be enough to save it. The jobs numbers, nobody knows. I mean, how do we know? I don't know. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. If it's real, it's going to be more problems. 800-951-0592. Again, take advantage. We've got a pullback. We don't get them that often. This one kind of a weird one, right? Because it was kind of government-induced, right? Whoops. You know, I don't know. Did they make a mistake? Probably, I guess. I don't know. Or was this just a trial balloon? Hey, what would happen if we did this? We'll see. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I want to say a nice opportunity here on the head fake from the government. Remember, we're going to get the inflation numbers this week. I don't expect them to be better. In other words, I don't expect the headline number, what a core, super core, whatever number they're going to say is their favorite. My guess is we're either going to stay where we're at or probably go up a little bit higher on the inflation. Now, I don't know. Could be wrong. We'll see. I think jobless claims are not going to go down. I think we're going to see more jobless claims starting to spread in this. So I think this is a good opportunity in the gold markets. $20 gold pieces, $33.95. We got gold right now, $33.52. So again, we're right next to spot here. $10 pieces we'll do at $1,700 at 800-951-0592 on the Texit side of things. As expected, a new record for Texit as far as miners signed. Friday was the single day record, 334 new miners in a single week. The weekly record, by the way, and it just wasn't really that close, over 1,600 new miners last week. The previous record was less than 1,300 miners. And then Sunday, we had a record yesterday for Sunday, 131. Remember now, 100 is kind of a bad number. Usually, like, Sunday's the only day. Here's where we're at. 14,200 miners. We got 800 miners before 15,000. Is this like the hugest deal in the world? No. But it is pretty cool, right? The first 15,000 miners, you are grandfathered in. If you don't sign anybody up, you can still get more hash with Jason and I placing people under you. This has really become much bigger over the last several weeks. I mean, I had guys that had 50, 60 points on one side last week, and they hadn't done anything, right? You got to get some points on the other side. You know, there's probably 40, 50, maybe even 60 people that are getting bonus hash that didn't do anything to get it. Remember, though, if you signed up one or two people, you're golden anyway. So like I said, it's something nice. We're going to obviously get through today, Tuesday. So sometime Wednesday. My guess, I don't know. Things can go crazy, right? I'm not anticipating 300 and 400 miners over the next 2 days. So I think we'll get into Wednesday before we hit that number. And then also remember, for those of you that signed up in May or June, you're past your 30 days. Texit is allowing for the month of August, even though you're past your 30 days, to upgrade to a 9-pack and get those 2 extra pay centers. Those are going to be extremely valuable in the future. You can buy them on, right? Which we've had a lot of people do. They've taken advantage and said, hey, guess what? Give me a 9-pack on my other 2 centers. Upgrade me to 9 and give me 9 packs on the other 2. People are signing up. Like today, you can sign up. We call it the backdoor 27, which is, hey, I'm new. I'm going to sign up by get my 9-pack. Oh, by the way, I want to get my 2 centers on right now. Give me 9 packs on both of those. Those are allowed. So we've got one special, if you will, coming to an end at miner 15,000. Right, that's getting free hash under you. So if you're one of those people out there that thinks, hey, I'd like to sign up, I'm probably not going to sign up anybody. Right? We'll see. I don't know. Oh, by the way, at least half the people that have told me I'm not signing somebody up have signed people up. It's great because it's fun. It's fun to do it. You're watching. You're like, wow, this is cool. It's growing. And then, of course, at the end of the month, that will be, hey, no more upgrading after your 30 days and still getting the centers, Jason.
Yeah, if you decide to go big, if you're somebody that's new or listen to this, or you're going to come in on a 9-pack and there is this 27, keep in mind that the 27-pack, as far as paying back your investment, will pay back a little bit faster than a 1-pack.
Yeah, it actually does.
Your 27-pack pays back just as fast as a 6-pack or an 8-pack or a 2-pack. With those extra hash you get, which you'll end up with 33 hash. You get all those 9-packs at 999 that you get. Those are 11 on hash. So you're getting 3,300 hash. And so if you want to go in big, we can handle that. And Joe, you have till 15,000 miners to do that.
Yeah. Yep. And miner 15,000 is a little different. Right now you have till the end of the month.
August.
Yep, for the rest of August, and you actually get more than that if you do the 27, because we'll place it, we'll wait, we'll buy your first center odd, and then we'll get you a 9-9 by the virtue of your 27, and then you'll get another bonus, so you end up with another 600. So you almost end up with 4,000 hash by just doing it. It's kind of one of those interesting deals. As a matter of fact, I had like 5 people that I put in yesterday on Sunday, which I never had done a Sunday thing. And, of course, nobody works on Sunday. So all of them got done this morning, but I waited for the end of the week so they could bonus with it the next week, and it worked out pretty cool opportunities. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. $20 gold pieces, $33.95. $10 gold pieces, $1,700. But wait, there's more. 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagles. It has been a while since they've been this inexpensive. 1 through 49, the golden dimes, 1/10 of an ounce of gold, $3.95. If you buy a roll, which is 50 in a roll, take them down to $3.90, 19,500 on 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagles. I mean, it's so crazy to think about 10th ounce. You know, Eric, for those of you that remember Eric, he started Patriot 1996, the first big deal, Y2K. Right? Remember, are the computers going to work? Right? And, you know, the tech bubble and all of that mania. Do you know that 10th ounce American Gold, they were like $300, they were $32. $32 for a 10th of an ounce of gold. And I think at one point, real early on, just for a minute, I think they got below 30. I think they got to like $28 or $29. I saw a ton of Y2K packages where he had a 10th ounce and silver in it, right? Y2K packages. He sold so many. All the long-time listeners, seems like every one of them had a Y2K package. And you have to think, it's incredible. Now the same coin, the same one, I'm saying it's on sale for $3.95. Buy a roll of 50, $19,500. And it'll be $3.90. And Jason, you know, when we start thinking about what gold is doing, some of you out there may want to consider that, hey, you know what? Maybe I want some of these 10th ounce, because as I get to the point where I want to subsidize income, right? I may not want to sell a $20 gold piece at $10,000, right? I may want to, hey, you know what? Here's a 10th ounce a month, right? Type of a thing, or here's 5 10th ounce. I want to keep it under 10 grand or whatever it may be. It's a good opportunity here. 800-951-0592. Remember, gold and silver, protect what you've already earned. Text it, right? We're going for the big lick here. Is this something where, hey, every month I can subsidize my income? I can get $100 a day, $300 a day, depending on the hash power and where Texit is going to be. It is a powerful tool. You think about like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now everyone's adding Ethereum because they buy treasuries, right? And I'm thinking, are we setting ourselves, are these companies, do they have to worry about the treasury market? I get why they're doing it, because hey, when you transfer it into dollars, we want something that's stable, that it goes right? So we tie it to dollars. I wonder how that'll work out. I don't know yet. I know that it's kind of the deal of, hey, listen, we'll allow you in to the financial system, but you got to soak up all of this debt that we're going to print. And then the announcement out of the Treasury, I'm like, is there even going to be enough of that to soak all this stuff up, Jason? I mean, it's insane.
Just got to keep the growth of currencies across the planet growing, and you can keep this massive Ponzi scheme going. And that's really been what's been. Trump's been really good at trying to stuff these dollars everywhere, right? I mean, tariffs are about stuffing dollars everywhere, Joe. And so let's just see what happens. I mean, I expect some market stress, but as I said earlier in the show, who's going to be the losers? For that market crash, there's got to be losers, because the big players are going to buy it all up. You know, it's not like the market crashes and we go to the Stone Age. There's still going to be tech companies. There's still going to be car companies. There's still going to be military contractors, right, Joe? And right now, I just don't see very many. There's less and less average guys that are in this thing. And so the dollar is just doesn't know where to go. So they're going to find it, Joe. They're going to push it somewhere. It's going to be pushed here. It's going to be pushed there. I'm sure. I don't know. All we can do is just guess. Wouldn't it be nice if Russia would get back into dollars? Wouldn't that help the dollars, right? Hey, Russia, if we give the war the way you want the war to end, would you start taking dollars again? We don't know where to put it all, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's all a business deal. The Ukraine war is just a business deal. Unfortunately, tens of thousands of people are being killed. So what? It's not their people. It's our people, right, Joe?
It's a mess. I mean, just looking, like Ethereum, they're like, oh my gosh, the top download's got $13 billion worth. Holy cow! We're going to issue $1.6 trillion in the next 6 months, right? Yeah. This is why I'm saying, you know what? You get with us. By the way, we've got meetings coming up. We got a meeting tomorrow. Angie and her crew are putting together a meeting, 1617 West Warner Road, from 5:30 to 7:30. It's at the Bonfire Craft Kitchen. Call us here if you want to RSVP. So Angie, make sure, we got to make sure we got enough food for everybody. And then our meeting here on the 20th. And by the way, Colorado's got a meeting coming up on this Wednesday. We'll go over all of that when we get back. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason wrapping up this Monday. $20 gold. $33.95. $10 gold. $1,700. And then, of course, 10th ounce American Gold Eagles, $3.95. Buy a roll of 50. Take it down to $3.90 at 800-951-0592. In the same number, you can sign up for Texit. There's a meeting on Tuesday. That's tomorrow on the east side of town over on Warner Road from 5:30 to 7:30. If you'd like to RSVP for that, call us here at Patriot. I know the dude, Steve, will be there. And then this Wednesday, the 13th, a meeting at the radio station in Colorado. And then Wednesday, the 20th, right back. We're going to go right back to Barrio Brewing, 7th in Deer Valley, inside the Deer Valley Air Park. And we will be doing, Mike Morris is going to be here. He's already confirmed how to sell your Texit coin and turn it into cash. And we do all kinds of different meetings, right? I know Tuesday's meeting is going to be like an introductory. People want to ask questions. Jason, you do all kinds, right? You do meetings from A to Z. You've already done some how to sell your Texit meetings. This will be our first one here in Arizona. If you want to RSVP for those, give us a call here. Some texters texted in. If you upgrade your pay centers to additional 9-packs, do additional coins go into your original coin? No. Do you need emails for the additional 9-packs? Yes. You don't need them. You can just wait for your coins and scan your coins. But if you want to get in on the dashboard on those other pay centers, yes. You need separate emails. You don't have to, if you don't have the emails yet, you can still upgrade and then provide those emails at a later date, and they'll link them to your account. I bought two nines last Wednesday. Where will the hash show up? Okay, again, in those second and third centers. On the I gave on the new coins on my initial. I can't find any evidence I've gained anything yet. I don't know who this is. Call us and we'll figure it out. Call us and we'll figure it out. But yeah, so when you turn on these extra pay centers, they go to, if you've bought a 9-pack, you'll know, hey, you get 5 coins sent to you. The other 2, as the 3 of them are the pay centers. Originally, only one of those had coins on it. When those other pay centers activate, then coins will start showing up on those centers as well, especially if you bought them on. If you don't buy them on, you can still turn them on by placing people under you. So more than one way to skin a cat, Jason.
I would suggest jumping on. It just looks more and more appealing, it seems like, as the days go on.
I'm gonna do what I normally do. Got a couple weeks here before the price jumps again. Yeah, and I'm saying a couple weeks. That may be less than that, but get ready. The next one is coming before August is over.